And we're going to have to continue our programming here because we have a brand new tornado warning that has actually just come up for a portion of our area. That severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect right here around Bowie now has extended into a tornado warning. This is brand new, just prior to our last visit with you here a couple of minutes ago. Just starting to come up with a tornado warning now. Bowie down into central Anne Arundel County. Again, that's going to be until 5:45 p.m. So we're going to have to stay with this until this drops. Once again, a tornado warning, brand new, over southern central portions of Anne Arundel County. So this is fast and quick, new developing here. Let's go ahead and take off the loop, and you can get a good picture of what's going on. Again, it's south and east of Bowie, right around 50. So if you're going to be going toward Mitchellville, it's really right on the edge of our viewing area, but south of Crofton and west of Cambria as we head down south. Again, south and southwest of Bon Haven. We'll have to see how long we hold on to this warning. But if you are in this area in southern, central, western portions of Anne Arundel County, this is now a tornado warning that has just newly been issued until 5:45 p.m. So if you are in this area, it's time to get to your safe place, away from windows. And of course, if you're on the roads, and there are a lot of people that probably are on the roads at this point, probably time to get off the road and find a safe spot. Interior room, lowest level of your home is the best place to be, in a sturdy structure right here, not too far from Pawtuxet Manor. Let's go ahead, zoom tight in. Again, you can see this cell right here from Essington up to Mitchellville. And then we move north and west toward Bell, Glendale, Sandy Hill Acres, and then south and east. This is a tornado warning that is now in effect. Riverwood back to almost Ashley. So if you're heading again west out of Annapolis on Route 50, just west of Selby on the Bay, this is where we have that potential of a tornado producing cell. It's well south and west of Crownsville near Crofton Park. So south and west of Crofton Park, this is where that tornado warning continues until just prior to 6 p.m. So we got to keep you safe here. So we're going to stay with this until we see the expiration of this warning here at 5:45 p.m. So right now, not too far from Bowie. And let's go ahead and we can drag this south and southeast. Let's try and give you an idea of some of the areas that are affected by this or will be affected by this. We'll go ahead and pull this south and east. And right now, again, where you kind of see this area that I've drawn in here with the red cone, anywhere from Bayard Baynard up to just south and west of Annapolis. This is where we have that potential of at least a radar indicated tornado in this area. Let's go back to the north and we can go ahead and check. I know that there was another cell that had a tornado warning with it that was down toward Virginia, actually had a sign of what we call a couplet with it. And we'll actually show you what that means here as we put this on the Sterling radar. And you can actually see right there. Let's take a look at the base velocity. And again, you kind of look for red and green next to each other. Not seeing too much of that here on this image right now, but potentially, again, there could be a spin-up tornado here in this area from Bowie south and southeast. That's going to go all the way down to Mitchellville as well as Tara and just south and west of Bladen. So if you are in the area of western, southern, central Anne Arundel County, again, there is that potential of a severe thunderstorm that could be producing a spin-up tornado in this area. Right into Collington, again, Bowie, and then just south of Crofton. So pretty populated area here. A lot of commuting likely going on at this hour. Let's go ahead and put that back on the reflectivity mode. And you can see again around Essington, south and west of Crofton Park. Let's zoom right in and you can see again just west of Annapolis. Right in there is that potential of that severe cell that's right around Arrowhead Farms as well as Davidson Mill Farms, south and east into Hanson Hills. Some of the towns here as you get south and east of that, right near Royal Glen and Davidsonville Woods. I'm going to go ahead and step out of the screen here for a moment. Just want to pull on. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the National Weather Service is saying about this right now. I'll go ahead and pull this up and we can take a look at some of the stats on the storm right now. pull up that Weather Service page, and you get a good picture, again, of where that cell is right now with that latest sweep of the radar that's coming through. Right now, we've got a tornado warning until 5:45 p.m. in this area. It's moving down to the southeast. It's near Bowie at about 25 miles an hour. It's a radar indicated tornadic rotation that's going on here. We've got a live camera coming in from Annapolis. You could see that, again, a very rough afternoon here. Look at all that rain coming down. So this is the rain ahead of that storm. South of Arrowhead Farms Estates, as well down to Terra. Annapolis Landing also seeing, again, the potential of a tornado-producing thunderstorm. This is, again, on radar. This is not seen by public at this point, but on potentially radar is where we're seeing this cell that is potentially producing a tornado at this point. And the reason I keep saying potentially, because we don't actually have any ground truth from anyone saying, hey, I see this storm producing a tornado, but we do have some radar indication that there is a tornado with this cell that is moving its way south and east at about 25 miles an hour. Let's go ahead again. We're going to draw on that cone for you and show you what's going on here. From Bowie, south and east, we'll move this south and east about 25 miles an hour. Right here, Mitchellville looks like one of the towns that's in the way at about 5:36 in line to get this storm. So give it about another 10 minutes. This will be moving toward Mitchellville. So that's right on the Anne Arundel County line. And then it should be moving across 50 potentially. And that is certainly not somewhere where you want to be right now between D.C. and Annapolis, right on 50, a very, very clogged artery at this time of day. And you can actually get a good picture as well as we zoom in. I want to show you this here. There, let's go ahead and pop that there. We can actually get rid of some of the other mess we have on here so you get a better picture of what's going on. Bowie, south and east to Sherwood Manor. You see this kind of curl in the radar indication right there with some of the purple that's right around Overbrook. That's where you usually look for the potential rotation. This is what we call a hook echo that's developing here, and that usually means that the rain is being kind of drafted around some sort of circulation in your thunderstorm. So this is why the National Weather Service has gone ahead and issued that tornado warning. You can see on the other side of that hook echo is where the warning has expired. So that's actually probably where we expect, if there is a tornado with this, where that would be coming and descending out of the clouds. Now, you take a look here. This is our Chevy Storm Tracker south of the city. Lots of clouds. The rain is coming down. I believe this is probably on the Beltway at this point where they are. And pretty gloomy, dark-looking skies here. It's really south and east of Baltimore that's been getting hit hardest out of all of this. But again, there is this tornado warning that does continue for about the next 15 minutes or so. This is right around the area of, well, just north and west now of Mitchellville, just south and east of Bowie, that we have that tornado warning that's in effect. Even if you're not in the warning, it's a very rough commute with a lot of rain that's going on right now. But Collington to Bowie, back to Overbrook, right here, right around Collington, I think is where our circulation potentially is. If we are seeing a tornado at this point that's coming towards the ground, it's not too far from 50 at this point. Let's go ahead and we can try to put on our rotation detector. Go ahead there. Let's take a look at our shear swath. This will give us a better picture of if there is any rotation. Let's zoom out. And usually when you see red on this is where you have that potential of some circulation that's been going on. And you can see kind of occasionally here from Greenbelt, there's a little bit of that. And then down toward Bell and right on the periphery of this tornado warning, just south of High Bridge Estates, is where we've got this red. And what that red is, once again, right in here, is that potential circulation. And this is not going to a great place right now, folks. Right down toward 50 on the first commute back after that big holiday weekend. First commute home. This is Highway 50. This is Route 50 right near St. Margaret's. So right at exit 30, you can see traffic is just absolutely snarled with all this rain. And I'm really hoping, again, with all this type of traffic out there, that there, in fact, isn't really a tornado with this. But we have to treat this storm as such, since we do have that tornado warning that is in place. Take a look at all these cars just crawling in that heavy rain. And again, there's that potential circulation there that could be producing a tornado in central or entering central western portions of Anne Arundel County. So again, if you're here in Baltimore City, you're probably wondering, why are we breaking into programming? Well, of course, we've got to keep everyone in our viewing area safe. So here in Anne Arundel County, where this tornado warning does continue, not too far from Annapolis, eventually, it looks like this is going to go just toward or just south of Annapolis, right near Annapolis Landing. That's where this ends up at about 5:45 p.m. Again, we're taking a look at the rotation tracker that shows us right near Mitchellville and Essington, moving right now probably right over with our latest radar sweep. Let's go ahead and pop that there. Right over the area of 50 is where we've, at this point, kind of ended the rotation tracker. So that's kind of where it looks like our cell may be rotating at this point, or where there potentially could be a tornadic circulation not too far from Mitchellville near Essington. So this is the time here, folks, to get into that safe place. If you're in southern and central portions of Anne Arundel County, right near 50 and areas south and east, there's this big red blinking box. That right now is where we have that potential of a tornadic cell, a tornadic thunderstorm cell near Hardesty, Gravely, all these areas under that warning until 5:45 p.m. So we have about another 12 minutes on that. Of course, we're going to stay with this until that warning expires. And this cell is moving to the southeast, this thunderstorm moving to the southeast. And you can see that curly kind of action here right around Patuxent River Estates to Essington. That's where that circulation could be at this point. We'll move this south and east at about 25 miles an hour. So here are some of the towns, generally kind of smaller areas that could be affected by this, but Selby on the Bay, down toward Cumberstone, and then north and west all the way up to about Essington here, which is right on Highway 50, right on Route 50, south and west of Bon Haven. So central and western portions of Anne Arundel County, this is the time to be prepared to get into your safe place. If you're on the roads, it's a time to get off the roads if you can, into a sturdy structure, away from windows. Interior room, a lot of times folks go into a bathroom. That's a good place to be as this storm approaches you. You do not want to be outside. You do not want to be near windows where any flying debris or anything like that can potentially impact you. And again, this is right here at Route 50 at Rutland Road here on the corner of your screen. You can see the rain is just absolutely coming down in just a deluge in buckets. And you can really see the reds and the yellows on the radar giving us that potential of some very heavy rain. Not only heavy rain, but again, also that potential of a tornado. And that's why we are going with our coverage here wall to wall. Not stopping with our coverage for commercial breaks or anything else. So the main reason we are here is to keep folks safe in this area and to keep folks out of harm's way. Now, again, this is going to continue to move its way south and east. You can see the cone that I've kind of drawn in on the radar takes us down to about Jackson's Corner, Carr's Ridge, Cumberstone, north of Hunt Chapel. All of these areas in line to see this potential tornadic producing thunderstorm. And you really get a good idea of where that circulation is with this. Let's go ahead and hit that stop button. You can actually get a better picture now. We have the tornado warning in effect. Again, that's going to be another 10 minutes on this. So we're going to be staying with this until it expires or until it's dropped early potentially. But right now this cell is looking fairly well put together. You can see the curl all the way from Arrowhead Estates down to Tara, Riverwood, and up to Essington and also Mitchellville. Let's see where that rotation detector is right now. We'll take a look at the sheer swath. And again, Mitchellville, you see it kind of building east. This area in red is where we see that potential circulation within the storm. And you can actually get a good idea of the track of that all the way from Beltsville in the reds and the greens. There was no warning with this at that point, but as it made its way just south of Bowie and then toward Bell and then south and east Essington to Mitchellville. We'll go and put the base velocity back on once again. Let's see if we have any red and green kind of coming together here. And what you can see within this area is some of this brighter red in that tornado warning, and that is a sign of at least some strong winds that are occurring there. the potential of winds at least in excess of 55 to 60 miles an hour. And that tornado warning is going to continue. Let's take a look at our storm relative velocity and see if we have any better ideas of that. Potentially a little bit of a couplet here, not too far from Mitchellville and then Hardesty. You can see the green butted up not too far from the red. That's where you kind of look for the potential of some circulation with these storms, and really just a awful looking afternoon here on Route 50 down south of Baltimore. So even if you're not within this, just very heavy rain coming down. You feel that air. We've got lots of moisture to work with, so downpours at least. But again, the potential here of a spin-up tornado, at least radar indicated, that is on our radar this afternoon. And the National Weather Service putting out a tornado warning that lasts just less now than 10 minutes from now. That lasts until 5:45. Right now we're at 5:38. So we continue to again monitor this area right in here, this red area where we do have the tornado warning that continues. Go ahead and we can put on our radar once again, and you can see, we'll take that off so you can see a little better the cell. It's not looking quite as healthy as it was just moments ago, but still right in here from Avila to Essington, Mitchellville, and just west of Annapolis Landing, Bond Haven. This is where you have that potentially tornadic producing cell. Again, the radar saying that there is some circulation here. We haven't had any ground reports out of folks saying there's a tornado coming my way, but the National Weather Service, their alarms have been kicked off by some of the radar signatures that we're seeing here with that tornado warning once again remaining in effect. And in the corner of your screen, the rain is just coming down in sheets. Not a great afternoon to be traveling south and east of the city, especially at this point, if you don't have to be. We've had some very heavy rain that's come with these, and also now that potential of a tornado. We've actually had a severe thunderstorm warning with this cell. It's been warned for a good about half hour or so, but a little bit newer is that tornado warning that's been issued in just the past few minutes, in about the past 15 minutes or so. And we're going to continue to stay with that through about 6 minutes from now. 5:45 is when that tornado warning is going to be dropping. So a good time to be in a safe place, away from windows, not like these folks and not on the roads. Thankfully, this traffic not looking as bad as what we saw around, I believe it was the St. Mary's area, where there was a lot of cars on the roads there. But here, looking like traffic a little bit more sparse. Not seeing any signs of rotation on this radar image, or on this Skycam image. But the radar image does show us again this kind of curl to the radar imagery, which shows us signs that potentially there's some rain that's being kind of wrapped up and wrapped in to a potential circulation here within the thunderstorm. Doesn't always mean that a tornado is actually coming out of this thing, but the National Weather Service radar is picking up on some of the hints here from the radar that there could be that potential of some circulation. So it's a good time to get to your safe place. You can keep us on. You can pull up our weather app. You can go ahead, pull up our Facebook page and listen in those areas. We also have a live feed going on our website. So you can take us with you on your phone and go to your safe place. Get away from the windows, get into an interior room, lowest level of your home, basement, a bathroom, a good place to be, a bathroom without windows, and potentially even get into a tub and cover yourself over with something soft. Some folks may use pillows or a mattress, something like that, to protect you from any potential flying debris with these storms. But a lot of folks, again, they get down to that lowest room in their home, away from windows, a basement, a prime place to be as this moves in. And you can really see the weather worsening on our MDOT camera in the corner of the screen just as we're talking, as this tornado warning again continues here until 5:45 p.m. for central western portions of Anne Arundel County. And this is moving to the southeast at about 25 miles an hour. So areas just west of Annapolis are going to be under the gun. Right near Annapolis Landing, eventually going to be under the gun with this. Let's go ahead. We can zoom in a little bit tighter. And let's go ahead and pull that off. You can see, again, right toward this area that's along 50 and south of 50 down into central Anne Arundel County, just getting hammered with rain. The pictures really show it on our MDOT cameras. that the rain is coming down in blinding downpours, even folks slowing down in some of this. So, yeah, it's probably a good time to get off the road or not hit the road if you can. Wait until maybe an hour or so from now, or an hour or two, when that rain should move south and east and away, and I think things will quiet down. But for now, again, our HT radar does show us that we've got the rain and the storms crossing with a tornado warning that remains in effect for central portions of Anne Arundel County, south and east of Bowie. That will last until 5:45 p.m. this afternoon. If we could take the radar full, we could actually get a better breath here of what's going on the radar. You can see a little bit better from Hanson Hills all the way down to Riverwood and Davidsonville Woods. We are dealing again with that potential spit-up tornado warning that continues now Prince George's County into Anne Arundel County. That's going to be until 5:45 p.m. So another few minutes, and hopefully we'll be able to put this one to bed. But nonetheless, right here, Sterling's radar showing us, go put that back on, Patuxent Manor. So this is coming out of our local radar site down toward Washington, D.C. It's coming out of our local radar site showing us that we do have that tornado warning in Anne Arundel County, all the way from Patuxent Manor up to Gravely and down toward Ashland. We've got an update from the news desk on some of this as well.
That's right, Jonathan. We just heard from the National Weather Service. They are confirming that a tornado has touched down near Bowie.
And Jonathan, we understand it's moving at about 25 miles per hour, but it's early right now. You were talking about the fact that we don't have any ground spotters. So the reality is we don't know if it's initiated any damage yet, do we?
Yeah, we don't know, the exact neighborhoods that have been impacted or the exact areas that have totally gotten the circulation of this at this point. But I can tell you it's a pretty populated area right along 50, especially at this time of day. And, folks traveling don't have a whole lot of places to go. I know actually not living too far away from this area, just south of where I live, I've gotten on 50 going the wrong way here toward D.C. by mistake. And there's only a couple exits until you get into Prince George's County. So when you're on this road, it's not easy to get off. So a lot of folks are going to be pulling to the side of the road. You don't have to get on this stretch of 50 right now. It's a good time to not do it. And this is actually pulling up the text from the National Weather Service, and there it is. We have actually had a report here. As you guys had said, a tornado is on the ground, and take cover now. We've actually had a report in this area, a tornado on the ground south and east of Bowie heading toward Anne Arundel County. You got to move toward a basement or an interior room, lowest level of a sturdy building that includes even in your home. That interior room means away from windows, in a bathroom basement or a basement bathroom rather, or just getting into your basement. The best place to be. Stay away from windows. And if you're in a vehicle like those folks on 50 could be, you want to make sure that you get into the closest shelter that you can. Get off the road and get into some shelter. In worst case scenario, you get out of your car and you get into a ditch, which is the lowest point, and cover yourself so you're protected from any potential flying debris. So it's not usual that you actually see this, but there has been some ground reporting of a tornado here. So we're not going to say potential anymore. There actually has been a reporting of a tornado south and east of Bowie and heading down into Anne Arundel County, south now of Crofton and Cambria, Selby on the Bay, down into Beverly Beach. There has been a reported tornado out of this cell that has been on the ground. Cheston all the way up to Ashley. It is time to take cover in this area down to about Beverly Beach. Again, this is a tornado warning that continues. Now, this has actually now been extended another 45 minutes. So we have extended this warning to 6:30 p.m. in Anne Arundel County, Selby on the Bay, south and west, all the way south toward Fairhaven and Felicity Cove. So I believe this is crossing into Calvert County at this point as well, or just nearly into Calvert County, not too far from North Beach and Chesapeake Beach, actually right along the Calvert County line. Bay Country is on the southwestern side of this warning right now. So let's go ahead. We'll take a look at the base velocity once again. Still trying to look for that potential here. Let's pull the warning off for a second and trying to look for the circulation. Usually you look kind of for green and red butted up against each other. I'm just not quite seeing it there right now. We'll zoom out a little bit, and Again, you can see some of the green that's way out to the west, not showing that what we call that couplet, but nonetheless, folks, we've had a report of this being on the ground and that there is a tornado here west of Selby on the Bay. And I could tell you, taking a look at some of these brighter reds just west and south of Avila here, this is where we've got the potential of some strong winds. Let's go and maybe we could pull some of those up. We'll see what we have. 56 miles an hour on the radar right now. So, and that's actually a low end estimate. It could be higher than that. 56 miles an hour, 44 miles an hour here on the radar coming out of this bright red area. This is probably where we have, let's go ahead, we could try and zoom in right there. If we have a tornado on the ground still, this is likely where it would be, where these higher winds are. Castle Acres to Hunt Chapel. I could probably pull up some more of those wind values down to areas near Cheston. There you go, 81 miles an hour on the radar. You don't often see that coming out of radar estimates, an 81 mile an hour wind here on the radar. And this is now moving into and through western portions of Anne Arundel County. So western Anne Arundel County, and unfortunately not too far, you hear about these horror stories from a trailer park. This is Maryland Manor Trailer Park, thankfully just off to the south and west, but still some pretty good winds coming through this area as well. If you're in something like a trailer now, this is the time to get out of it and make sure that you get into an interior room away from windows in a sturdy structure. That means not a car, that means not a trailer, that means not outside. That means that you get into a sturdy structure away from windows. We have had it reported that there has been a tornado on the ground, and you can see, again, these wind estimates at 81 miles an hour on the radar right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can pull up any more. Some of these bright reds. 78 miles an hour near Castle Acres, 72 miles an hour. You just don't usually see these types of values. And we've had tornadoes that have actually occurred. You just don't actually see these values on the radar typically, but we're seeing them now. So this is the time to, let's see if we can zoom in, get into that safe space away from windows if you are in this area. Right here, Hunt Valley Estates to Harwood, Castle Acres, potential tornado still on the ground. We have had reports that this was a tornado on the ground, south and east, 106 miles an hour. That just came in near Hunt Valley Estates. 106 mile an hour winds estimated on the radar. There definitely is at least a severe gust front of winds coming through here. And it looks like likely there's probably a tornado as well that continues on the ground south and east of US 50 at this point. Again, you do not usually see radar estimates like this coming out here that we could show you on air. But that is some significant data showing us that there's potentially damaging situation happening here, and likely a damaging situation that is over central and western portions of Anne Arundel County. You can see there on 50, the traffic just snarled by rain. But right now, I'm going to just kind of give you an idea of where this is, just around Castle Acres and Cheston. Again, this is right along the Anne Arundel and PG County line, now moving south of 50, north of Lothian. So let's go ahead and pull that radar back up. And you can really see, I mean, this is a massive hook echo that continues in this area. This red that's wrapped all the way from Cheston back down to the south to Lothian. So I wouldn't be surprised if that tornado that was reported on the ground around Bowie is still on the ground. And with winds estimated 106 miles an hour on the radar, I think that's a pretty good bet that there's a potential tornado here, or there likely is a tornado moving through western central Anne Arundel County right now. Extended until 6:30 p.m. A tornado warning continues there. Now, again, outside of that one area, we still do have cells, lots of rain, lots of thunderstorms that are moving all across the eastern shore, south and east of Baltimore. Here in Baltimore, you're saying, what's going on? Nothing happening, right? Well, it's south and east of the city that's getting it. 50 at Maryland, too. Again, this is north of that potential circulation and likely a tornado that still is going on the ground here in western portions of Anne Arundel County. But this is a really nasty looking cell south and west of Annapolis currently. And the reason I speak in such terms at this point is because we've had that statement coming out of the National Weather Service that there has been an observed tornado on the ground with this. And then some of the data coming out of our radar, extremely impressive in terms of the winds that are coming out of the cell. Let's go ahead and pull that back up. I want to take a look at those base velocities. And when you see those pinks that come up, that's where you have winds up to about, 80 to 100 miles an hour. Right now, we'll take our zoom off, and you can see here as we go down toward Herwood Estates and Castle Acres, this is where that strongest wind is currently. Again, we did have winds up to 106 miles an hour last sweep of the radar that came in not too far from Castle Acres and Herwood. Now being impacted is West River, and if you can safely take photos, go ahead to our Fox 45 News app. You go click on Chime In, you go to Explore, click on Chime In, and you can send those to us here at Fox 45. This is US 50 at Maryland 404 in the corner of your screen out of the MDOT highway camera network, and you can see the wind is blowing everything around. We've got rain that's coming down in sheets. Any travels between Annapolis and D.C. are rough, but you get down south of that, that's where that potential tornado is, right here in this red area, right around, again, West River. Let's pop it on and see what our current winds are looking like. I mean, the winds are still just probably pretty damaging here, I would say between 55 to 70 miles an hour. That is well within severe limits. Once you're at about 60 miles an hour, that's when you're talking about the potential here of damage, of parts of houses being ripped off, trees coming down. And we had winds up to, at least on one sweep here, the prior sweep to this one, up to about 106 miles an hour estimated on the radar. So again, we're going to stay with this until we see the National Weather Service has dropped the tornado warning that is with this cell. But again, this moves south and east at about 25 miles an hour through Castle Acres, Cheston, Lothian. This big blotch of red is where we're most concerned about the potential of a tornado that was reported south and east of Bowie. It was actually reported on the ground. We are concerned that that has now moved its way into southern central portions of Anne Arundel County, not too far from Lothian, just east of Castle Acres right now near Cheston, as well as, just south and east of Hardisty, south of Avila, and now well south, sinking south of Annapolis Landing, and southwest of Selby on the Bay. So right on the leading edge of this blinking red box is likely where we had that potential tornado that is still, it looks like causing damage across portions of Anne Arundel County. Again, if you can get in a safe place and get some photos or video, I recommend sending those to Chime In on our Fox 45 app. And this right here is in Bowie, and you can actually see, wow, look at that storm cell. Unbelievable. This is actually video coming in moments ago here to Fox 45 from Bowie, from that tornado producing cell. And you can see, again, this is what sets off the warnings from the National Weather Service. I don't actually see the cone of the tornado touching the ground, but you see that big, wide-scale kind of UFO orb in the air there. That's a circulation within the thunderstorm itself. Usually you get the cone of the tornado that comes out of that, and right there, that is why we have the tornado warning that has been out. And of course, folks down the line have observed a tornado that has come out of that cell there in Bowie, coming down to the ground. There was a reported tornado on the ground south and east of Bowie. Still some very impressive winds coming now toward Galesville Estates, let's see, south and east of Chapel Knoll. Right here in the pink, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Some of these pinks here, 79, 80 mile an hour winds. So these are damaging gusts that are coming through with, again, what potentially is still a tornado on the ground coming toward Back Bay, south of Galesville in Anne Arundel County. This is, again, south of Annapolis currently. So if you're going south of 50, this is the time to get into a safe place. If you're in Galesville, Back Bay, Cedar Lee, as well as Oakland. This is where we have the potential of still a tornado on the ground. These types of winds, even if it isn't a tornado, even if it's just the actual winds themselves coming through, can cause damage. You can see that they've dropped off, but I'm thinking that's because our latest radar sweep is, yep, there it is. It's moving it east toward Galesville, which still in this area, you are under, even though the winds aren't quite as bad there, they're coming. And this is where we've got a tornado warning that, again, continues until 6:30 p.m. in this neck of the woods. So, again, it's north and west of Avalon Shores, just west of Back Bay. We'll zoom right in there and show you some of the roads. Any of these areas here north of Holly Landing, north of Bahama View, this all is in that tornado warning. And this is where we've got the winds still. They've come down a little bit on this radar sweep. The radar sweeps come in about every 5 minutes or so. So you'll see another one come in here in another couple of minutes. But about 55 to 65 mile an hour winds currently going here. Let's go ahead and zoom back out. Again, it's a tornado warning west of Avalon Shores to Bahama View, north of Cedarly, in southern and central portions of Anne Arundel County. A really, really just nasty cell that's coming south of Annapolis towards Selby on the Bay. This is a tornado warning that continues until 6:30 p.m. for Anne Arundel County. And now it looks like we've extended some of those warnings south toward almost, this is almost into Calvert County, just north of North Beach. So that's where this cell is going now. Looks like, again, Felicity Cove, you're starting to see this. Let's go ahead. We can actually take a slice out of this storm and show you just how high it's building into the atmosphere on our 3D mode. This is what we call volumetric, and you can't even see it here. It's actually going off the screen. It's so tall, well over 50 to 60,000 feet high into the atmosphere. And that's where those strong, gusty, damaging winds come from. And those are channeled down towards the surface. So the big problem here, again, this cell that's just building its way towards Selby on the Bay and just south of Annapolis right now. So if you're headed south of Annapolis, continuing with a tornado warning that lasts until 6:30 p.m. Selby on the Bay up to about Beverly Beach and then down to Almer Estates. Now let's zoom in once again. You could still see, I mean, this thing is really held. It's kind of what we call a hook structure as it's made its way over the entirety of southern and central Anne Arundel County. And you can see some of these purples. There's potential hail in there as well. We'll take a look at the shear swath, and this shows you where the circulation is. A very strong signature of circulation all the way to Galesville. So this is basically bisecting the southern half of the county and going all the way down to the Chesapeake Bay. So it looks like that's where this thing's going to end up in the next about a half hour or so by about 6:30 p.m. So some potential damaging conditions with a tornado warning for southern central portions of Anne Arundel County. We'll have much more coming up in just moments.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News at 6.
Thank you for staying with Fox 45 News at 6 o'clock right now. We're on weather alert, and we want to thank you for staying with us as we continue to track a tornado in Anne Arundel and Prince George's County. This is severe weather, a tornado warning in Prince George's County, a storm heading south, and this storm is on the move. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Myers. Jonathan.
Yeah, just want to give you a quick update here. We've got some video that came in just minutes ago. It's playing on our smartboard. Very impressive of this tornado that's associated with the tornado warning that continues over southern central portions of Anne Arundel County. And there it is. You can see kind of the circulation with our storm. You can't actually see, I can't see it from this distance, but the tornado coming out of the cloud per se. But you can see the circulation with the thunderstorm, that almost UFO sort of appearance to the thunderstorm cloud. And from that is where typically you get your tornado that descends from the cloud deck. So that big dense overcast that you have there that's kind of slowly circulating is where, again, you have your tornado that comes in from cloud surface down to where we live. So tornado warning still continues until 6:30 p.m. in Anne Arundel County. We're going to have to stay with this until this expires. Hopefully we'll get rid of this a little early as it's now pushing its way towards the bay. But Beverly Beach, you look like you are under the gun right now with some of this all the way up to Carrs Ridge. Let's take this onto base velocity, and you can get a good picture right around Back Bay, Avalon Shores. It's actually just south of Beverly Beach. Beverly Beach, you may be getting some good hail that's coming in with some of those purples. But the area where we're expecting the biggest winds right now, Back Bay to Cedar Lee and Avalon Shores. Put on our pixel query and you can get a good shot. Again, these winds still damaging at 65 miles an hour in gusts. So you just picture winds coming at you at highway speed, and that's what's coming out of this storm cell as it moves its way over now extreme eastern southern portions of Anne Arundel County. If you want to kind of get a picture of where this is, let's take that off and we can put it on the reflectivity once again. This is south of Annapolis by, I'd say, about 10, 15 miles toward Beverly Beach and Avalon Shores, and then all the way down into Columbia Beach. These are very small communities here, but you know, there are clusters of a lot of folks living very close together that are going to be affected by this. So if you're going to be traveling southbound all the way across southern and eastern portions of central and southern Anne Arundel County, that's where this is. Felicity Cove, all the way down to Columbia Beach. Hopefully nobody on the water in front of this, because this is going to have some devastating impact to any small craft out there with winds up to 65 miles an hour. That tornado warning continues until 6:30 p.m. A lot of folks here in Baltimore may be wondering what's going on. Well, there's not a whole lot here in Baltimore. A lot of this really kind of missed the city, although there's still one flood warning that continues up near Edgewood in portions of Harford County, up near the Cecil County line, right just south and west of Aberdeen right now. But outside of that, we really have not gotten too much here in Baltimore. But down to the south, this is where it's been pretty bad. We've had one severe thunderstorm warning that's been kind of persisting, along with this tornado warning that's still going from about Berkshire, but really that potential spin-up tornado that still could be with us. We had a reported tornado on the ground south and east of Bowie in Prince George's County, right along the Anne Arundel County line, and that continues to move its way south and east toward Beverly Beach. Again, it's a tornado warning expiring at 6:30 p.m. south of Carrs Ridge and also right around Avalon Shores. We've kind of taken a chunk out of the western side of this now due to the fact that this is moving closer and closer to the water. But we're going to take a look again at the base velocity. If this is your neighborhood, Cedarhurst, Avalon Shores, near Back Bay, Cedar Lee, it is time to be in your safe place, or you should have already gotten there with the potential of some of these winds. I know just moments ago, there were winds up to about 106 miles an hour on our radar screen. This little blip of brighter reds right around Avalon Shores, Back Bay, Cedar Lee. This is where that potential of a spin-up tornado is right now. Winds up to 75, 80 miles an hour. That's on our radar. That means that could be kind of on the low side of things. It actually could be a little bit greater once you're starting to talk about interacting with some of the surface roughness or friction of whatever it's going over. It could be, again, taking down trees, taking down limbs, could be even potentially doing structural damage here as this moves south and east at about 25 miles an hour toward Avalon Shores, as well as Cedarhurst. Let's go ahead and put the radar back on. We've been following this now for, about a half hour or so, and we're going to follow this until we see the expiration of that warning. There is once again a tornado warning until 6:30 p.m. as this storm continues to move its way ever so more closely towards the bay. And we've actually got a photo of some of the bad weather that's come out of this severe cell. Mary?
Jonathan, let's take a look at that. This is from Joe Jackson Trombone. It says tornado touchdown in Bowie at approximately 5:30 in the B section near intersection of Bradford and Buckingham. Many large trees and a telephone pole down. Right there, there's a gentleman standing in his backyard taking some pictures of that big tree that crashed on top of a house. This is just some of the path of the storm damage that we're seeing. And if you can look at the very, very edge of that picture, that looks like where that was, one of the telephone poles that has crashed down. So we're going to have some wires down in some of the areas near Bowie. And again, this is a big warning for folks in the aftermath of some of this damage. You have to be very, very cautious of live wires. Telephone poles carry lots of different types of wires. You've got some of your cable, your BGE wires, and other things, but you've got to be really careful. And here's some safety tips, as we always talk about this when we have tornado warnings. You want to go to the basement or an inside room. Oftentimes a bathroom, if you don't have a basement, a bathroom is great if it does not have a window. You, of course, want to avoid rooms with windows as much as possible and get under something sturdy. Do not stay in a mobile home.
Absolutely, Mary, that's right. And some other tips for you right now. If you're out in your vehicle, and Jonna would attest to this, and you get caught, it's going to seem counterintuitive, but you have to get out of your vehicle. If it's imminent that a storm or wind could flip you, you're going to need to get out of that vehicle. Let's go back to meteorologist Jonathan Myers.
Yeah, Kai, you're absolutely right. You just become an object in that can, basically, because, no matter how much you're strapped in or whatnot, if you're being tossed around, it's like your car going off the road and flipping over. Eventually parts of the car could become lethal for you, or if you end up impacting a structure or impacting a tree, something like that. So again, as Kai was saying, best place to be out of a car, in an interior room, away from windows. If you're in a basement, get under a workbench. That's the place to be. Still see, again, this cell has been holding its own all the way from Bowie, just north of 50. It's made its track all the way south and east. I mean, it's been a really long path with this thing, all the way from Bowie, which is still seeing some residual showers now, all the way down to right on the rim of the Chesapeake Bay in southern central Anne Arundel County. I'll bet you there's a big trail of damage that goes south and east to Bowie, all the way from 50 south and east toward the Anne Arundel County shoreline, and some of the areas, Jackson's Corner, Beverly Beach, Idlewild, Avalon Shores, now just seeing this move its way toward the Chesapeake Bay. So hopefully we'll start seeing things calm down a little bit. But if you go on the base velocity, once again, this is going to show us some of the severe winds right along the shore of the Chesapeake Bay. Now, Cedarhurst, Columbia Beach, you are in line for that. Again, I'm going to say potential tornado, because the last time we heard it was on the ground was way up there toward Bowie. So, we're now removed by about 30 minutes or so. And this is actually some of the video from up that way. You can see the circulation, and you can hear some of the sights, or hear some of the sounds from the sights and sounds around that storm. This is the rotation, and you can even see, if you take a close look here, this post from Meg saying airborne debris with the storm at 5:34 p.m. So this is about a half hour ago in Bowie. The rotation traveling over Annapolis Road between Route 197 and Route 3. So a lot of folks living in that area have seen this come through. So we're going to have some pretty good estimates of damage that come out of this, with a tornado warning continuing for now southern eastern portions of Anne Arundel County. That's going to be until 6:30 p.m. Here in Baltimore, we have nothing going on. It's just clouds. But down south and east, this one cell has been causing all types of problems, and hopefully doesn't become deadly. Hopefully folks have kind of heeded the warnings and gotten inside, gotten away from the windows. Those winds still running about 65 miles an hour or so right along the edge of the Chesapeake Bay. This is going to be from Cedarhurst to Columbia Beach as this continues to move south and east at about 60, or south and east at about 25 miles an hour. Still, those winds are enough to do some damage. They're not as bad as the, I saw 106-mile-an-hour winds that were estimated on our radar about a half hour ago, but still, that is enough. 60, 70, 80 miles an hour is enough to do plenty damage to your house, to your property, and of course to yourself and your pets. So you want to be inside, away from windows, potentially a good place, a basement, away from the windows, under a workbench, great spot to be. Anything that cannot be easily moved, something that's bolted to the floor, inside an interior bathroom. Again, we're going to stay with this until this warning drops, and we got about another 20 minutes on it, but I think that this will probably drop a little early as this is going to move its way towards the bay. And hard to believe, but even behind this now, as if these folks haven't seen worse enough, there's more warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings that are going into effect for Anne Arundel County that have already seen this cell come through. So an awful afternoon over portions of southern central Anne Arundel County. That tornado warning, though, does continue until 6:30 p.m. And you can again see that circulation that goes all the way up to about Felicity Cove and Avalon Shores. Let's go ahead in there and we can try and zoom in a little bit and see if we can get Let's go ahead and actually, we haven't looked at a while at the sheer swath, and you can get a good picture. There it is, Cedarhurst to Columbia Beach. I mean, it's like a sore thumb on the radar screen here. These reds is the potential of a tornado, or potential at least of some circulation within the storm. So perhaps we had some circulation starting near 95 north and west of Bowie, came to Bowie, and then we got that tornado on the ground, crossed right around 50 Mitchellville, then down south and east, and now looks like it is moving its way towards the Chesapeake Bay as it's beginning to arc a little bit off to the east, right around Avalon Shores, and now heading into Cedarhurst, Columbia Beach, and off into the waters of the Chesapeake Bay. So I got a feeling that the National Weather Service is going to be dropping this warning soon, but still has not done so just yet. Here, Cedarhurst to Avalon Shores, Felicity Cove, these are the spots still under the gun to get the potential winds and circulation and damage out of a still what was a tornado on the ground, but potential tornadic circulation that's moving its way over extreme eastern portions of Anne Arundel County, south of Annapolis right now. Let's put this back on the base velocity, and we can get an image of where some of these worst winds are. And they are now exiting Columbia Beach, but you still see some of these kind of peachish pinks that are from Columbia Beach and points east. And this is where we have more potential of damaging winds right along the rim of the Chesapeake Bay. Some winds 66 to 72 miles an hour that are currently reported in this area. So those are damaging winds. When we talk severe thunderstorms, we talk winds that are in excess of about 58 miles an hour. Now, I know we actually have I believe it's the BGE map that's pulled up on our smart board. And I'm not sure if we've had any reports of outages, power outages here, but I do know had some trees and power lines that have been taken down in that area included. We have about 1,000 outages right now on the BGE map. So here in Baltimore, it's fine. It's the area south down in Anne Arundel County where we now have about 1,000 outages that have been reported. Thankfully, thus far, only 1,000 outages, but again, that may increase. The winds continue to kind of trail off on the shores of the Chesapeake Bay, but they're increasing now into the bay. So hopefully folks are not boating out that way, because that can get extremely dangerous, of course. We'll go ahead, take a look at the reflectivity one more time. We'll go ahead and also zoom out. Actually, looks like at this point we might have dropped that warning. So let's go ahead and zoom out. Nope, still there just for about another 15 minutes. And I think that this is going to be dropped early. That's why I'm kind of hedging on it here. But most of the activity has moved off into the bay, but still you can see all the rain and storms. There's still a severe thunderstorm warning that's behind all this. Beverly Beach to Chapel Knoll, still hanging on to that tornado warning right along the edge here, the western edge of the Chesapeake Bay, Cedarhurst, all the way up to about Felicity Cove down to Columbia Beach. If you're watching us there, time to be in your safe place. Hopefully you've been in your safe place. This cell has been impacting you now for about the past 10 to 15 minutes as it moves its way into the Chesapeake Bay and south and east. Eventually across the bay, we'll have to see if it picks up again on the eastern shore as well. But for now, that tornado warning does continue until 6:30 p.m. We've had reports of about 1,000 power outages thus far with some of this bad weather coming through. And if you take a look again here at the base velocity, I keep pulling this up because it shows you where the worst of the winds are. It looks like those winds are beginning to move off into the Chesapeake Bay at this point. You can see, again, some of these brighter reds right over the central Chesapeake Bay area. And again, some of these winds up to about 55 to 60 miles an hour, although we are still waiting on, again, where the winds have come back down once again on the National Weather Service dropping this tornado warning that does remain in effect for eastern portions of Anne Arundel County until 6:30 south of Annapolis down toward the Calvert County line. Mary?
Jonathan, I can't believe it. We saw 106 miles per hour, and with wind like that, we have lots of power outages around the area. We're going to take a closer look. I'm just going closer to the screen if we can bring that in full just to see where some of our outages are from BGE there. It's hard to tell, and I don't have my reader, so I can't get those numbers. If you guys want to tell me, I cannot see that.
It's microscopic.
Okay.
Looks like, Mary, right now about 1,241 customers affected. about 70 active outages. So that's not horrible, but it could be a lot worse than that. And it could get worse depending on the assessments and BGE's new data they start getting in.
Absolutely. They're just assessing all the damage right now. We have Jonathan Elias, who said he works at WJLA. He said 911 calls coming in reporting people hurt and damage to structures from the tornado near Bowie that touched down today. Our Jonathan Myers now.
Yeah, hi, Mary. Actually, I was just being told by I believe it was our executive producer, that we have reports of structures damaged and injuries in the area of Annapolis Road and Superior Lane. So that is where we've had structures damaged as well as reports of injuries. Annapolis Road and Superior Lane. I believe that's somewhere in the area of Bowie. This has really just been an awful situation for these folks across Anne Arundel County, as well as eastern sections of Prince George's County, all the way from Idlewild to Avalon Shores into the Chesapeake Bay. Still continuing. Again, you can see that blinking red box, the tornado warning. I believe that's going to be let expire soon. But there is a tornado warning that does continue until 6:30 p.m. Let's go ahead. We can zoom out. And there it is. Now, actually, they've extended that. That has been extended, I guess, for this batch of cells here to 6:45 p.m. So this is right along the Calvert County line. We've now extended our tornado warning and moved it farther south. And that is now until 6:45 p.m. Lothian, as well as Elmar Estates. I'm supposing it's that cell just to the west of Lothian that we're seeing right there. I was just trying to get a better image of, look at our screens on the side here, get a better image of exactly where this thing is. But we'll go ahead and we can zoom this in right down toward Rustic Knolls and Lothian. I got a feeling this is where it is from Greenock, Lothian Estates, Huckleberry Woods, still in Anne Arundel County. This not too far from where that initial cell came through and moved south and east. Boy, what an afternoon here over southern and central portions of Anne Arundel County. Unbelievable. A tornado warning again now until 6:45 p.m. There's other mobile home parks that are nearby. This is Boone's Mobile Estates, Patuxent Mobile Homes, right on the edge of this tornado warning. And this is another cell that is moving its way south and east towards the bay, not too far again from this initial one that went, that now it's crossing the bay right around Bay Home, south and west, that had the tornado warning with it. Now Broadwater, all the way down to Baywalker Village. Again, this is extreme southern Anne Arundel County, southern and eastern Anne Arundel County, right not too far from North Beach, just over the Calvert County line. Tornado warning continues until 6:45 p.m. here. So we've got now another about 20 minutes on this warning. Rustic Knolls all the way to Huckleberry Woods. Let's zoom in, and you really can see, again, that notching that I was talking about, that hook echo. We call it a hook echo because it basically looks like a fish hook. You can see it right here. There is that hook echo that I was talking about, and it's a signature of rain being wrapped around the thunderstorm cell, the wide spanning circulation of your thunderstorm cell. And we've had some pictures from Bowie of that big wide circulation that comes through. And then out of that is where your tornado comes down. So Conti Manor, Darnall, as well as Greenock, Lothian Estates. This is where the potential of a tornado is right now. I'm going to go ahead and put on the base velocity once again. I know you're getting used to seeing this afternoon because we've just been tracking a cell just to the north of this that had a tornado warning. But down toward Conti Manor, Darnall, all of this in here, all this red, again, you don't really see the green and the red coming right next to each other. Usually that's what we kind of look for. You can even look on the storm relative velocity. Sometimes it pops up here as well. I guess you could kind of see, again, let's try and pull this off. You can kind of see it a little bit here with this kind of grayish green north of Darnall, then down toward McKendree Bay Country. There's a much stronger signature of red down to the south and east. But I did want to show you here on the base velocity this is giving us a really nice picture of some of the winds that are coming in. So this is the time, if you're in this area right around McKendree, to be in your safe place. This is where the winds right now are up to, again, 50, 53, 49 miles an hour. Not as strong as the other cell that we just saw come through areas just north of here, Bowie south, all the way to the Anne Arundel shoreline. But west of Bounty's View, Conti Manor, Darnall, down to Bay Country and Jewel. This is where, again, we are under a tornado warning that continues until 6:45 p.m. Let's go and put this, put this warning back up so you get a better picture of what's going on here. We'll put on our reflectivity out of our local radar down in Sterling, Virginia. And we'll tilt this so you get a better picture too. This is where our warning is right now. We can see this area in red runs from just north east of Bristol, right around Almer Estates, down to Broadwater, as well as Fairview, Fairhaven, and just north of North Beach. This is moving to the south and east, and we can kind of draw and see if any towns are going to be affected by this directly. Draw that in. And as it moves its way down to the Chesapeake Bay, again, it's a fairly rural area here south of Lothian, but there are some hamlets and smaller towns, as well as some subdivisions that are dotted about. So there are some areas where you do have a larger population center, again, kind of sparsely intermixed with more rural farmland. So keep that in mind, that folks that are right here in some of these areas that we have named, like McKendree, all the way to areas north and east, just southwest of Cedarly, Shady Side. These are the spots that are under a tornado warning. Again, this will continue until 6:45 p.m. this afternoon into this evening. And actually, we have now warned that same cell, but this is just starting to move kind of out of our viewing area. That same cell that was coming over Anne Arundel just to the north of this, well, we've reissued now, as this thing's crossed the bay, a tornado warning out into Talbot County until 7 p.m. with that one. But we're most concerned, again, about this newer warning that is in effect just north and east of Bristol, down toward Broadwater in this area, southern Anne Arundel County, just north of North Beach. Mary?
Reports of damage. If you come across storm damage and debris after the storm, here is what we can do. Actually, we're going to look at some pictures here from Twitter that are just coming in. Let's take a look at this. This is from Mary. Is this the confirmed tornado in Prince George's County? Again, this is in Bowie, Maryland. The National Weather Service will make that determination, but that certainly looks like the pictures that we have definitely been seeing. Wow. Let's see if we can see some other ones.
Really see that wedge in there.
And here's another one. We saw this one before from Trombone Joe Jackson. Again, some of the damage on the ground. This is in the B section near Bradford and Buckingham. Many large trees and a telephone pole down there right now. And Jane, rainbow after the tornado warning in Riva, Maryland. Absolutely, that is beautiful, but lots of damage on the ground there. And then Landy had this little video where you really see those dark clouds in the formation. The tornado warning in Bowie. The best thing, she said, is to get out of your car, seek shelter, and that's what we did. Landy, good job. I'm glad you did that. Hopefully the storm is way beyond you at this point. All right, guys, do you want me to go back to Jonathan? All right, Jonathan, you keep your coverage going.
Yeah, you know, Mary, way to go, Landy. I'll tell you, that is some great advice, Landy. Stay out of your car. If you're in your car, get out of your car. Go into a place, sturdy structure, away from windows, interior room. Those are the spots to be. Under, a workbench in a basement, great place to be. Inside a bathroom with no windows, good place to be if you're under that tornado warning. You can see, again, there's, some pictures coming in of this almost kind of wedge-shaped tornado coming out of the clouds there, right around Bowie, moved south and east, and now is affecting Talbot County on the eastern shore. So St. Michael's area, yep, that's going to be you. You got to kind of take cover as these cells start moving south and east. Tornado warning continues again. Anne Arundel County, another one. So this is kind of the sister cell, if you will, to the initial severe thunderstorm and tornado that came through earlier, just south of where that initial one did come through, right around Deal, Broadwater, Almer Estates, McKendree. All these areas under a tornado warning until 6:45 p.m. Baywalker Village, go ahead and take a look at those velocities once again, you can see these have been pretty prolific wind producers west of Baywalker Village in this area in kind of bright red. These are those severe gusts up to about 50 to 55 miles an hour on the winds there. And we continue again to see the tornado warning that continues for portions of Anne Arundel County, all the way from Cedarly to Churchton, Broadwater, Deal Beach, Masons Beach down to Fairview, Fairhaven on the Bay, as well as Fairhaven, Holly Hill. These are all some of the very small towns, some of the beachside communities that are going to be impacted by this, and all the way down to Chesapeake Overlook. So just to the north, basically, of North Beach and to the north of the Calvert County line. Once you get into Calvert County, you're south of this. But here in southeastern, extreme southeastern Anne Arundel County, continuing that, again, tornado warning that is going to reach us until about 6:45 p.m. The cell itself likely just right here on the western southern flank of that warning. And now also, as I mentioned, out onto the eastern shore, there's that initial cell, the kind of twin of this cell, if you will, that's crossing the bay, and this is headed toward Talbot County. Again, just kind of outside of our area, but still packing some winds at least of about 60 to 65 miles an hour, with a tornado warning continuing for Talbot County. That's going to expire at 7 p.m. But we're going to stay with this warning that, again, it's near Elmar Estates as well as Deal. If you're watching and you're in these areas, it's time to get into your safe place, to get away from the windows and get into an interior room. That is the best place to be. Rosehaven, all the way up to, again, Fairhaven on the Bay, Fairview, Deal Beach, Broadwater, Churchton, Cedarly, all these places under that tornado warning until 6:45 p.m. My thoughts are right in this notch, right around Nutwell as well as Baywalker Village. That, or Bay Walker Village, is likely where we have a circulation or potential tornado. This is not, this tornado at least, or this radar indicated tornado has not been spotted by the public at this point. But right in here, I think, is where we would potentially have that circulation, if anything, right there into southeastern Anne Arundel County. Right, you can, let's see, let's zoom in a little bit tighter. You can get a better picture of some of the roads. Franklin, Gibson Road to Lofty Heights and Points East. This is where we have that potential here of at least a spin-up tornado that's indicated on the radar. Still some pretty good winds that are coming out of this. Anywhere up to, let's go ahead and point this out for you here. Some winds up to about 50 to 55 miles an hour at least. And our sister station down in Washington, D.C. has some reports on some of the damage. What's going on here, Mary?
That's right. We have Brad Bell live on the air for us in Bowie. And Brad, if you can hear me, this is Mary up in Baltimore.
Right. So
okay, we're going to listen into Brad Bell right now.
A little bit since we last spoke with you, I've come across the street, come across Stony Brook, and this is what I want to show you here. The neighbors here showing me that this tree came down right into their house. Hey, Miss, could we talk to you real quick? Excuse me, we're doing live TV here, and the folks that live in this house were home and they experienced this. Could I ask you to speak up, because I'm wearing the mic here instead of able to hold it out to you. What happened? What was it like? What did you experience?
We first saw the rain, and that was kind of freaking our pets out. We have a dog and a cat, and so when they start freaking out, we immediately know that something is wrong. And so we saw everything shaking, we heard it, felt it shaking. I thought the roof was going to come off, it was so bad. We saw the trees out in our front yard. They were, I want to say they were like half blown over. We thought they were going to uproot. And my mom and I are kind of just sitting in the living room because we didn't even process what was happening until after the fact. And we just hear this giant crack, and I thought it was thunder until we looked out our back kitchen window and saw that half of our tree has fallen down. And,
wow.
Yeah.
Damage in the home?
No, it didn't go through the roof. It's just resting on the top, thank goodness.
Fortunate.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. What's your name?
Kara Craig.
Kara. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, of course.
We appreciate it. So yeah, as we said in the last one, it looks like there's this line coming through this section of Bowie. I can look over here and the next door neighbor. Let's go take a look at this, Dale, as well. There is another tree down, and you're exploring with us right now. And we get to a scene, sometimes we don't know what we're going to see, and we have to explore it. So here we go. Here's another tree down. And what I was going to tell you, in Bowie here, in this part of Bowie, the power lines run behind the houses. So when the trees come down behind the houses in the backyards here, it takes down power lines for an entire neighborhood. And that's part of the history of Bowie. And some years ago, they were having so many problems, they came through here and did a lot of tree work. They took down a lot of big trees, did a lot of trimming to try to prevent this sort of thing. But these trees are down. The power is out. Power is out to your house, sir?
Yeah, the power pole is down too.
Yeah, the power pole is down. Lines are down in this gentleman's backyard, and you have no electricity. Correct. And he just survived a tornado as well, or something along those lines. I will say that this tree is lined up as the tree across the street was, oriented the same way. So that'll be something the Weather Service looks at. But again, that's the damage we're seeing. Tree down. This one did not hit a house, but it took down the power lines. This one here did not take down power lines, but it did land on the house. And the good news is it's a white pine or yellow pine, and it's the softer tree. So it's not like an oak that's going to ram the branches right on through the roof, and it appears not to have done that. The house seems to be intact. So that's the good news here. And I'll send it back into you, Bill, and we'll keep exploring. We'll come back when we find a little bit more on this story out here.
And that is Brad Bell from our sister station in Washington, D.C., WJLA. He's on the scene right there, showing us some of the storm damage from a tornado that passed through. Again, the National Weather Service did confirm that. And here's some other pictures of trees uprooted. Again, Jonathan reporting up to 100+ mile-per-hour winds. So Rich Kid said, well, I never thought I'd see a tornado hit Bowie, but here we are in another one. Another 50-year-old tree downed in the tornado in Bowie. Look at those roots. Those are strong trees. Thankfully, there, hopefully, and where Brad Bell was reporting from, that there were no injuries, but definitely power out, and people need to be careful of the live wires. Let's go back to Jonathan with the latest on this storm's track. John.
Yeah, and Mary, those are healthy trees. You can see that they're in full leaf. They've got the pine needles on them still. These aren't dead trees coming down. These are full, healthy trees, fully uprooted and just toppled over. So that shows you the force of the wind, taking down 50-year-old trees. Some of those trees, 100 feet tall, coming down in the neighborhoods there in Bowie. So still, we're dealing with one leftover tornado warning until 6:45 p.m. So we got about another 10 minutes on this. From Nutwell to Fairview, Broadwater down to Rosehaven and almost into North Beach, but just north of that Calvert County line. So that keeps it right in the extreme southeastern edge of our viewing area, west of the Chesapeake Bay. Tornado warning continues until 6:45 p.m. near Deal Beach. This is the time, again, to get into that interior room away from windows. We've had history of these storms, as you saw there from some of the video that we just had and some of the live report. We've had history of these storms producing tornadoes, or at least a tornado up around Bowie. In that cell went through central portions of Anne Arundel County, just 5-10 miles north of where this one's going, and now is around Talbot County. We currently have another one with that severe potential here, even a tornado warning that lasts until 6:45 p.m. So we'll kind of zoom the map in, kind of give it a tilt here. You can see kind of a little survey of where this storm is. Fairhaven all the way down to Chesapeake Overlook and Holly Hill. And this little notch right there, I've got a hunch right there, and that notch is where your possible tornado is at this point. Let's go ahead. We'll take a look at the storm relative velocity. And there you go. That's actually a pretty decent signature of a potential, right here, Rest Haven, Deal Beach to Fairview, of a potential couplet that could be involved with this. You see right there, Fairview to Fairhaven on the bay, where you have the greens. That actually represents winds that are going toward the radar right here, right around Masons Beach and Fairview. Fairview's probably right under the gun with this at this point. And then those winds that are going away from the radar site, which is way down toward D.C., those are denoted here in the red from the hills all the way up to Baywalker Village. And right in between is where, that potential of the circulation right there, right at Fairview. So that is where we have the potential tornado right now as it's moving eastbound, right along the edge, right along the rim of the Chesapeake Bay. And we've got another live report coming from that tornado damage area. Mary.
Yeah, that's right, Jonathan. We continue to dip into WJLA's coverage. Look at that. This is in Bowie. We have a massive tree down on a power boat there and an RV that was parked in somebody's driveway, and just so many trees down in that area. There's going to be damage to that boat. Hopefully everybody is safe and there are no other cars between that RV and the boat, Jonathan. I also saw that they were warning boaters out on the bay and near the Naval Academy, potential water spouts. That's also a concern. As you said, the storm is moving out to the water. Yeah,
Mary, it actually has gone its way over to Talbot County. So crossing across that Central Bay is a lot of bay traffic down there south of Annapolis. A lot of folks coming off the Severn River. A lot of folks that are right around the Annapolis, the Bay Area there, the harbor. And then, of course, there's folks that have been trying to commute home that have been stuck in this. So just really awful. And Mary's been saying, you could see that this tree's coming down across, in this case, it doesn't look like any power lines, but across a boat and into an RV, which obviously I feel for these folks that have to clean this damage up and, claim insurance and all that kind of thing. But it can be deadly when you have these trees not only come across houses, but then come across power lines. You don't know if those power lines are still energized. So if you're trying to do some clean up branches, that type of thing, you may want to kind of wait and kind of take a little pause here, because as these things come through, take trees down, take power lines down, take the whole mess down, you still could have energized power lines that can easily kill you if you're trying to clean up and you come in contact with those. So we still have, again, and this is not the same storm cell that produced all that damage north and west, but it's kind of almost a sister cell, you could say, to that one that has crossed the bay that still does have a tornado warning with it. You can see the couplet here in pretty good imagery here, just east now of Fairhaven, moving toward the bay south of Deal. So hopefully any boaters at this point got kind of scared off by the first cell that came through and got out of the way and aren't back out there again, because we got another bad one that's coming down toward the Chesapeake Bay with the potential here of not only a tornado along the shore, but as Mary was mentioning earlier, the potential of a water spout that could be moving across the bay as well, which is basically just, again, a tornado that's crossing over the water. Still, a tornado warning continues here over extreme southeastern Anne Arundel County, and that's going to be until 6:45 p.m. We are mainly watching right along just east of Rosehaven, right along the shoreline, and kind of passing just east of the shoreline at this point. As you move your way southbound, still right near North Beach Park, maybe getting the rain. But I think the circulation of this and the worst of the winds beginning to move over the Chesapeake Bay. So some better news, some improving news, hopefully, for these folks. Still Talbot County under the warning out east here until 7 p.m. That's a secondary blinking box tornado warning. That's the cell that had the confirmed, or at least the spotted tornado that came out of it that was going along the ground at Bowie area. Still some cells up near Bowie, or rather I should say near Selby on the Bay, and you go even farther north here in Baltimore, it's pretty quiet. So that's the good news there. But down to the south and east, again, still a tornado warning that continues in Anne Arundel County, extreme southeastern portions of the county, for about the next 5 minutes. We have more live coverage up near Bowie.
And it missed that house. Missed it completely. Looks like this tree has done no damage. We're going to walk up the street just a little bit more. Dale Wright on camera here is doing all the walking while he's carrying that camera to give you these looks at what's going on. Street lamp down here. This is the trunk of the tree. You can see it goes across this house's driveway. There's no car there. That's another stroke of good luck, because it would have been crushed if it was out. The next house up, cars are in the driveway, and that's where the tree came from. That tree came from this neighbor's yard and went that way. You can see how the roots pulled up 2 trees there, ma'am? All right, you're okay. And your house is okay. Good. So that's what's going on. Neighbors are coming out and sort of telling their stories. And now we look up the street here, and you can see more branches down. The fire department is around the corner here. We don't know exactly why. And that seems to be the end of it. So, or the beginning, however you want to look at it. So this is the damage farthest west that I'm seeing. And I look up the street, and there's nary a leaf on the road. Guy's out cutting his lawn. I mean, it's, you know, it was a very limited area, and we'll spin around and you can get another look of how this thing came down. This tree pointed 2 trees in that direction, as the lady told us, and some branches off to the side. And fire department still working the scene. I was going to try to catch a word with him, but he's taking off. Again, I've checked with the fire department. Not any major structural damage that I'm aware of. No injuries that I'm aware of. But, you know, this is traumatic for these folks. They've got to have to figure out how to clean this up, and there's going to be some cost involved and all that sort of thing. So I think that's it. That's in this neighborhood, that's what I'm seeing. I think we've showed you the totality through our several live shots here of what's going on. Trees down, no house damage, power lines down. And again, in Bowie, in this section, the power lines are behind the houses, so they're in between the trees. They're not out at the streets. And so we've seen that happen over the years. Bill, send it back to you.
Brad Bell reporting for WJLA. We're dipping into our sister station coverage in Bowie there. The location is Stony Brook and Buckingham Drives in Bowie. Jonathan, we're going to go back to you. Actually, let's take this chopper shot that they have above it. And this sometimes can give you an idea, Jonathan, you know this, when the National Weather Service is surveying potential tornado damage, they look at the way that the trees have bent down. And I don't know, I'm not a trained eye. You are more so than I am, but we can see some of the trees down in the path of the storm, but it's not all that evident.
Yeah, Mary, usually you kind of look for like a swirling nature of the damage pattern. Like, you know, some trees are knocked facing north next to trees that are knocked facing south, or that are kind of, you know, twisted off. Almost looks like, you know, someone came down and just ripped it off at the top and twisted it as it did so. You know, that's a kind of damage scene you look for a tornado. So we'll have to see. I know in the storm report, the tornado warning, when this thing came through, that it said there is a tornado on the ground, that it had been spotted on the ground. So we'll have to see what the National Weather Service says. It might have actually been a reliable source or a trained spotter saying, hey, I see a tornado here. And that's why a tornado warning was issued for a tornado, again, not radar indicated, but on the ground, and potentially some of that damage, if not all of it, done by that tornado. Again, about another minute or so, and then we're going to probably be able to leave you